I think it got to right now because the money gone.
So the money's really gone.
What the feds just uncovered in Floyd Mayweather's house is terrifying. They going after Floyd Mayweather's bag. Remember the brother that walked around with $100 million check in his bag, said he ain't even got to cash it? Well, they on his line.
Multiple safes broken into, drawers ripped open, closets ransacked, boxes.
In a jaw-dropping turn of events, the FBI has reportedly uncovered what many are calling a massive $420 million scam, involving the one and only Floyd "Money" Mayweather. As federal agents raided his massive Las Vegas mansion, they found shocking evidence of financial manipulation, fake investment deals, and suspicious offshore bank accounts. The raid shook the foundation of Mayweather's wealthy lifestyle and luxurious empire. But what truly pushed this story into the viral spotlight was the reaction from ESPN's loudest and most passionate voice, Stephen A. Smith, who delivered an emotional, raw, and brutally honest take that resonated deeply with fans and the public.
I'll show you a couple toys. They call this the $1 million garage.
I know we're on television, Floyd, but I think it's necessary for me to say, damn.
Well, we are on ESPN. These are sports cars. It's a sports network. This car costs $3.2 million. This Bugatti right here costs $1.6 million. You ain't seen these toys.
I haven't seen these?
No.
What? Floyd, this is 7 cars, man. Silver, platinum, Miami, black LA, white Vegas.
Yeah, in New York, I got my drivers.
Federal law enforcement officers stormed into Mayweather's extravagant, multi-million-dollar estate located in Las Vegas. Shortly after, reports began surfacing that the raid was part of a much larger federal investigation. Authorities are reportedly digging into a complicated financial scheme involving fake shell companies, cryptocurrency laundering operations, and fraudulent investment platforms. These ventures, according to sources, may be tied directly to members of Mayweather's personal and professional inner circle, raising serious questions about who knew what and when. ULATION. Fake investment deals and suspicious offshore bank accounts. The raid shook the foundation of Mayweather's wealthy lifestyle and luxurious empire. But what truly pushed the story into the viral spotlight was the reaction from ESPN's loudest and most passionate voice, Stephen A. Smith, who delivered an emotional, raw, and brutally honest take that resonated deeply with fans and the public.
Hey, what's up, everybody? So check it out. This morning, I was walking through Beverly Hills and I passed by Floyd Mayweather's $30 million mansion. It's over 15,000 square feet with 6 bedrooms, 10 bathrooms, resort-style backyard.
Insiders close to the investigation claim that the FBI took possession of dozens of electronic devices, personal financial records, overseas banking documents, and even highly encrypted digital ledgers during the raid. These items are now under deep review. Investigators believe the total amount of money under suspicion is a staggering $420 million. All of it is suspected to be linked to a wide web of financial fraud, money laundering, and potentially illegal wealth-building tactics carried out under the radar.
Into my lifestyle, showing the people how I live. Now, I know you guys see me on a regular talking about real estate. Well, lately, I purchased 62 apartment buildings in New York City. And what I need you guys to do, slide over and check out the photos. It's not all 62 buildings. It's a few buildings, but guess what? All the buildings belong to me. I don't have no partners. And all the retail down low on my buildings all belong to me.
Mayweather has always been known for his luxurious and over-the-top lifestyle private jets, Bugatti supercars, diamond-covered chains, and piles of cash stacked in vaults. But now, federal officials are saying that some of this extravagant wealth may have been earned or maintained through illegal or unethical means. Some newly uncovered documents suggest that Floyd might have knowingly invested in, or possibly allowed himself to be used as the public face of investment schemes that ended up cheating thousands of investors, especially those based in international markets.
How much is it?
$1.8 million.
$1.8 million watch.
$1.8 million, dude?
You're the first to see it.
That's insane. That
1.8 is high. 18 life.
Happy birthday, champ. That's how we doing. That is sick, dude. But you gotta show him what he say.
Money green.
Hold on. This watch was made specifically for the champ, Floyd Money Mayweather. One of one piece.
One of one.
Money team.
Can we see it on him?
Yes, sir.
That one of one, $1.8 million.
It's a one of one.
I love that.
Stephen A. Smith, who has long followed Mayweather's career and lifestyle, has personally seen the boxer's massive wealth up close. He's toured his mansion, ridden in his luxury vehicles, and seen his private jets. Smith has always acknowledged the financial success that Floyd built through discipline, business moves, and elite boxing skills. His direct experience gives him rare insight into the financial empire Mayweather has put together, and that knowledge made his emotional reaction even more powerful and unique.
Mayweather was undefeated for the last half of his career with one hand. He constantly broke his hand.
Yeah.
He would go into a ring knowing he had no shot at knocking somebody out because his hands were hurt too much. And literally walked in the ring and said, I'm gonna embarrass you and humiliate you by showing the world you can't hit me.
What made Stephen A. Smith's response even more impactful was his personal history with Floyd Mayweather. He has previously visited Floyd's home and witnessed the luxurious life firsthand. In various interviews and podcast appearances, Smith has described Mayweather's mansion as a physical symbol of greatness, a true monument to what one person can accomplish through raw talent, relentless discipline, and smart self-branding. That connection added weight to Smith's emotional take on the entire scandal.
Why? Talk to me about why you make the decision to drive different colored cars in respective cities.
Spoiled brat.
Oh, just being a brat?
Just being a brat.
The 7 cars that you showed me
Yes.
are in excess of 15 to $20 million.
Let me see what's the number. We go 3 point.
And you don't drive them.
It's close to 15 million. You're right. It's close to 15 million.
Pose no real threat to many, including Smith. The fight seemed like a blatant cash grab, nothing more, nothing less.
Boxers, if not the greatest boxer in history. He's absolutely sensational. But he retired years ago. And for me personally, I know these exhibition matches are entertaining. I like the one with Conor McGregor. Not so much the one with Logan Paul. Looking at these exhibitions and all of that stuff, that little melee and stuff don't matter to me. As far as I'm concerned, it could have potentially been orchestrated. I don't know. But I do know not just anybody should be allowed to be in the ring with Floyd Money Mayweather.
Absolutely.
I just believe.
When Floyd Mayweather was directly asked about Logan Paul's claims that he hadn't been paid after their bout, his answer came off as dismissive and vague. During an appearance on the Pivot podcast, Floyd brushed the question aside. He said he likes YouTube, claimed the payment was simply delayed, and insisted that the money would arrive eventually. But his tone and choice of words made him seem evasive, trying to spin the situation as a minor delay instead of addressing whether he had actually failed to pay what was owed.
Logan Paul, he said you owe him some bread. How you feel about someone making those type of accusations?
That comes with the territory.
Right.
And you got to realize, when you used to getting, to them, that's real money. And I like YouTube because I don't mind getting a YouTube check.
Sure, we getting a YouTube check.
Right.
This is going to be a big YouTube check.
Yeah, so, the money is not coming fast enough. That's why when they say money on the back end, as far as pay-per-view, it take a while, And he shouldn't trip. If he feel like he done great numbers and we done record-breaking numbers, then I understand. Nothing comes right away. Just like I'm still collecting checks from fights 7 to 8 years ago. I'm still collecting checks. Why? Because I made smart moves and I'm my own boss. So they hate when a table is turned.
Right.
Look how many years they've been owing us money. Well, we don't never trip. So now when the table is turned, they say, oh, you owe us something. Be happy with the biggest payday you ever got in your life.
New reports are now raising doubts about Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s bold claims that he owns a $42 million portfolio made up of 60 rental apartment buildings in Upper Manhattan. Even though Floyd posted videos online showing off buildings and saying, all the buildings belong to me, I don't have no partners. An investigation by Business Insider found otherwise. Property records show that ownership of those buildings hasn't changed, leading people to question whether Floyd really owns them or just wants to appear like he does.
Guess what? You can do the same.
All right. Well, now we're trying to figure out what happened, right, with Business Insider. So according to another update, he did ink a $402 million deal for a Black Spruce portfolio. When he said that it was all his and no one invested, he meant no one was funding his part of the investment but him. And so I think this is something where maybe he owns a piece of this or shares in it, but it hasn't changed hands because the majority owner is still the same owner that it was before. I'm trying to understand what happened with this, but I know there's a story that's circulating, so just putting it out there. Whew, it's a tough one. I'm trying to understand as a real estate person myself, what exactly he is communicating when he's saying that he owns this, because they're trying to make it seem like he doesn't, but what it seems like is that he owns shares of these buildings.
Recently, Mayweather responded to the growing speculation about his real estate investments, saying that he used his own money and didn't partner with anyone on the deal. He claimed that he bought 60 buildings in Manhattan completely on his own. He strongly denied any financial problems and tried to shut down rumors that the investment had created money issues. In his words, it was a smart business move, not a sign of desperation or financial strain.
Yes, Floyd Mayweather has reportedly acquired 62 buildings in Upper Manhattan, spending approximately $402 million. This substantial investment was made through his real estate firm, Vada Properties, and is intended to expand his portfolio in New York City real estate market. Mayweather has expressed that this purchase holds significant personal meaning, reflecting his humble beginnings and desire to provide affordable housing options. He stated, "Growing up, I used to dream about owning just one home by myself. When you work hard, you can achieve anything. However, it's important to note that while Mayweather has announced this acquisition, some reports suggest that property records do not yet confirm a transfer of ownership. Experts speculate that he may have acquired a minority stake with options for future expansion rather than full ownership of all 62 buildings outright. In summary, Floyd Mayweather has publicly claimed to purchase 62 buildings in Upper Manhattan for $402 million, aiming to enhance affordable housing in the area. While these claims have been widely reported, the exact details and confirmation of ownership are still subject to verification. So even ChatGPT is saying, like, that's not official. Whether Mayweather is saying it or not, ChatGPT is saying it's not official. That deal has not gone through.
But despite Mayweather's confident statements, public records seem to tell a different story. Business Insider reports suggest that Floyd may only hold a partial or minority ownership stake, with possible options to expand later. This contradiction has fueled speculation that Mayweather might have exaggerated the deal, or perhaps didn't fully understand it himself. While he earned enormous wealth from his undefeated boxing career and smart marketing, reports also say Mayweather owed the IRS $20.2 million in back taxes from 2015 financial pressure. That may have pushed him back into the ring for more exhibition paydays.
Floyd Money Mayweather up until recently didn't have any money, so Floyd is the highest earning athlete in his career, making over $1.1 billion. And after making a killing, he ended up retiring in 2017. However, he dug himself into a hole after making super lavish purchases like this LA mansion. It was so bad that he actually owed $22.2 million to the IRS, which made him have to come out of retirement to pay that back. Like and follow for more.
Stephen A. Smith has long voiced his discomfort with Mayweather's exhibition fights since retirement. While he agreed that the Conor-McGregor fight made sense because of McGregor's background in combat sports, Smith strongly criticized later exhibitions with lesser opponents. He said those fights didn't challenge Mayweather and seemed more about securing easy money than honoring his competitive legacy. In Smith's eyes, it risked damaging the hard-earned name Floyd built during his career.
Gotti III having any real kind of boxing background. I did not see the fight, although I heard he lost every round and Floyd Money Mayweather was whipping him pretty good. I was not there. I did not see it. I do not know. Here's what I do know, which is where my disappointment comes from. When you are as great as Floyd Money Mayweather, everybody doesn't deserve to be in your space. I know you like to make money. You're never going to stop making money. Very, very few people on the planet know how to make money like you know how to make money. But some of this stuff has got to stop. You want to get Conor McGregor in the ring for an exhibition match? All right, that's fine. kind of sold that. It was great marketing. He's not a boxer, but hey, he was a knockout artist in the UFC. I get it. John Gotti III, I don't know anything about him. I'm not trying to disrespect him. And yes, I'm being smart. I'm not trying to disrespect the grandson of a mobster. Fair enough. But what I'm trying to say is this. When you're great, when you're elite, not just anybody deserves to be in your pristine space. And what I mean by that is I'm not talking about on the street or anything like that. Boxing is your thing.
In a very candid interview, Stephen A. asked Floyd straight up whether he valued his legacy more than money. Floyd's response focused heavily on the money he's made, often bringing up his earnings rather than addressing the heart of the question. That answer made Smith and many fans feel like Mayweather was more interested in staying rich than staying respected. The shift from glory to greed was becoming more noticeable with each new fight.
You made money. You're going to make a hell of a lot more money.
But the main thing is I made smart investments, and I still make millions every month.
Do you care about your boxing legacy?
More than what?
Well, we ain't gonna say more than money. We know better. We're not gonna say more than money. We know better.
More than my family? No. So what's more important? My children. Because when I make this money, you know what? I put my children and my family in a position that they are entrepreneurs. They are bosses. I don't want my kids to have to answer to nobody. So I will take the long road. I will take the bumps and the bruises for them, but for my loved ones.
But fear, it's important to point this out about you. You're not just that way when it comes to your family and your children. You're that way with professional athletes. I know NBA players that have relationships with you. Professional football players that have relationships with you, etc. And the same thing that you just said that you preach to your children and your family, you've been preaching to them. That seems to be a personal mission of yours. Why?
It's about giving back. I don't have to go on record and talk about the things that I do. I don't have to go on record.
Adding even more controversy to the discussion, former UFC fighter and analyst Chael Sonnen made a surprising claim. He said the Mayweather vs. McGregor fight was not as financially successful as it appeared. According to Sonnen, many of the seats were empty, but were filled with stand-ins dressed to make the crowd seem packed. Sonnen, who was there live, said the illusion was all part of a carefully planned strategy by Mayweather's PR team to maintain the image of a blockbuster event.
No, Floyd's not going to do MMA, but he is going to box again. He's enjoying this attention. It's been very smart what he did. I think it surprised him. I think he was just going out to have a little bit of fun. I don't think he realized he could get 4 and 5 weeks of headlines out of this, but he does need to box again, for sure. I mean, you call it breaking news, but I will tell you unequivocally right now, Floyd Mayweather does and is planning to box one more time.
And the motivation behind getting into a ring again to box when he said he's retired, why? Why do it?
Floyd's broke. You got to understand, the only thing more embellished than Floyd Mayweather's pay-per-view numbers is Floyd Mayweather's net worth, and he made a lot of money. But remember this, it does not matter what you made, it matters what you kept, and he is a dum-dum.
So anyone, Floyd's made $1 billion. Floyd has gotten $300 million for Pacquiao, $300 million for McGregor. That might be true, but that money does not exist anymore. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's right. I mean, Mike Tyson, he did real well too. Evander Holyfield, again, it's not what you made. And don't forget, boxing and MMA math, whatever that number is, you get 30% of. So 30% of $1 billion, he still did really well, but not when you're spending money like that. I mean, that's just the way it works. We've seen a progression of these guys, one after the next, that all end up the same way. And that's broke, and they're just not smart with their money. And, that's all it comes down to. I'm not even trying to bag on Floyd. Look, he's just not a very bright guy. He's surrounded with even less bright guys. This is the way it works when you're a boxer and you go spend that kind of money. If you ever buy things that cost money to own, you're going to be broke.
Even during an interview with Stephen A. Smith, Mayweather was once again asked whether legacy or money meant more to him. Floyd, true to his money nickname, openly said he had made over $800 million during his career. He admitted that building wealth was always the goal. While he didn't deny the importance of his boxing achievements, he made it very clear that the financial rewards were his top priority all along.
I've already, in the sport of boxing, I've already made somewhere upwards of 800 million.
You made money. You're gonna make a hell of a lot more money.
But the main thing is, I made smart investments, and I still make millions every month.
Do you care about your boxing legacy?
More than what?
Well, we ain't gonna say more than money. We know better. We're not gonna say more than money. We know better.
More than my family? No. So what's more important? My children. Because when I make this money, you know what? I put my children and my family in a position that they are entrepreneurs. They are bosses.